Morning, guys.
Hey, mate.
Can you guys, do I sound as clear as I normally do, or do I sound a bit far away or something, or anything like that? Does it sound
A
different?
little bit tinny, but it's not too bad.
Okay. Is that better?
Say again.
Is that better? Is that different?
Yeah,
Margin.
less echoey.
Much less echoey. What was that?
Yeah. There's not. Yeah, it's fine now.
It was echoey before.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Just got to get used to this new setup. Everything's sort of all over
How's your new
the
house?
place. It's a pain in the bum getting everything sorted.
Yeah.
Morning, Kathleen. Yeah, it's been a real. Just getting everything set up is annoying.
Yeah, trying to find places for all the stuff that you got in the boxes.
Yeah. So today's going to be more of the same. All right, so let's see. Hey, Ivan.
I had.
Hey, Rob, how are you? All right, so I feel like I'm a little bit too close to the screens now. I feel like I'm very close. All right, so I might have to use that suggestion of yours, Bill, and try to find some of those arms for the monitors so I can like hold them back a little bit more.
Yeah, it's worth a go.
Yeah, because the way they are now, I think I'm gonna go blind very quickly. Can't even focus. It's so close. All right, so
Have you got a new monitor or?
no, it's just the desk is about a third not as deep as where I was before, because they had a desk
okay.
here, so I was trying to utilize the desk that was the new desk, but now because it's about 20 centimeters shorter, not as deep, so I'm 20 centimeters closer to the screens.
Make a difference, can't it?
Yeah. Oh, Ivan's a green arm on a desk. Much better. Yeah, I think that's the way. Well, we had just talked about German 40, so we moved. Sorry, I'm just struggling to focus here because I'm so close. Let me step back a bit. Gosh, man. I've been desperately trying to get everything sorted before this morning. Last night was crazy. So let's check out the daily. Kind of been up and down this week, last week. Oops. Didn't we? Morning, Richard. Okay. So we exited one range over here that we're in for quite a few days. Pushed down, and now we're maybe entering another one. Then maybe we'll come back up and start ranging again. Economic data coming out of Germany is not so good, and that could be positive a little bit for Germany, based on just a euro devaluing, if that makes sense. So this price scale on the right hand side, this is points in the German industry, in the DAX, with the euro. Like, that's the other side. So depreciating euro would be a positive, could be a little positive driver. But then you've got like a depreciating euro is obviously if the whole eurozone's struggling, so this could also be a negative driver. But we've seen a bit of a gap up overnight. But this was a pretty aggressive Thursday on this PMI. This is a very, very aggressive day. And then Friday, we had to wait and wait and wait, and it actually outweighted me. So going into last Friday, I've not got the sessions yet. This was where I was doing the whole stream. I gave it a go for a trade here. This is where I had to go. Managed to pull 20 pips out. And after the day that was previously, this time, no wait, was it there? Maybe you could get a couple goes. Anyway, had a few trades that were just literally made zero from, because they were up 20 pips, came back to break even, stopped me out. Went up 20 pips, came out, stopped me out, break even. This time, got 20 pips, took some profit, then it came back, stopped me out, and the rest of it didn't make anything on the runner. Then it gave on, this is pretty much, this is when I had to pick up the van. So it was very difficult for me to check the charts, even every like 15 minutes. Couldn't just like stop and carry, like getting the mattress down from three floors and just let me check my phone. My mate who was helping didn't want any business with that. Gave beautiful little entry, 30-minute break in the high. I think this is where Terry, you're saying it was starting to form, and that was now in alignment with the daily. And I was thinking when you said that, I was just like, man, that's such a crucial point to look for these kind of directions on a higher time frame in line with your daily trend, and that will give you just a beautiful entry. So price pushed down beautifully, came back into this zone again, and then that was the end of that move. Then it just bounced up. Now we had Asian session, and now Euro's just pumped up. And we've got 12 minutes before London open, but it's a bank holiday over here, so it's probably not going to. I really don't know what to expect. That was one of your entries. You had a few. Yeah, that was pristine. It was just, who could wait that long? That takes some serious dedication to wait that long. Do we have? Oh, he's not here. He's not in here. Let me just. Grab some stuff. All right. So we've taken out New York high. These are some of the little areas that were reaction zones. We've got a doji here. Yeah, that's right, Terry. It was New York is well out of your time, and it's even out of my time at this point as well. George took the sell there as well. Didn't reach a target, just a few pips. Oh, because you close that BE. You took the sell. Sorry, you took the sell here. Oh, you didn't do anything. You just let it do its thing, and then it came back up. Ah, that sucks. That was over 100 pips, mate. You gotta. Are you using any of these trade management softwares? Trade Assistant, do they put partial TPs on? Because I definitely always put in especially you got Doji here. Oh, but you didn't do it. Okay, yeah, but always definitely take some at 100 pips as well. Definitely. Oh, you're in France now, Terry. What are you back over here for? What part of France? Oh, wedding. Okay. Paris in the south. Cool. Nice one. All right. Let's mark up some points of interest. We'll see if London have a little reaction here. So, get rid of that little thing. This zone, I'm going to repurpose it to over here. This line is done. This area is still valid, I think. Minimal wick on that candle. I don't really know the direction I'm looking for just yet. I need to talk myself into a goal, into some idea here. I'm gonna say that we're ranging. So let's mark up the open for this daily candle, and if this truly is a manipulation on the back of that PMI data, then we do have a very, very large resistance zone where we've got rejection wick, rejection wick, rejection wick. And with all those rejection wicks, it would make sense if we can push through this area, and then we've got a beautiful clean zone that we can target. But I think there's going to have to be some, these stock market bulls aren't going to let go so easily. So I really find that hard to believe just yet that we're going to push through here without really giving it. Hey Deb, how are you? Without giving it, real hot crack at trying to pull back again. So,
have you seen the monthly?
The monthly is. I was about to go to that monthly.
So the monthly's got you've got HCS monthly bullish, and we're just almost at the bottom, testing the bottom of the second one. That your grey area would be pushing through that. So you're right, it's probably going to be difficult to push through that.
Yeah, this is all-time high though as well. So I was thinking, because this here you would say is almost a HCS as well. Hey Peter. It was more the weekly I was thinking of. The weekly last week, where we reacted from was from the open of this candle. And then we closed as like a little bit of inside candle. So it makes sense to like sort of push up into this wick a little bit. If we start breaking above this wick, then we're back into this zone that we've been in for what feels like most of the year. Apart from these all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, deeper correction. On the daily, this is what's concerning me a little bit, is we're starting to form this, you know, this little channel kind of thing. So that kind of looks prime for a bit of a sweep, doesn't it? Like on a massive perspective. Look what happened on Pound Aussie. The 4 hour. So this is what I'm getting a little bit concerned about, is that we have this little bit of acceleration and then this steeper correction. And I'm wondering, no, sorry, it's not Pound Aussie, what I'm thinking of. Maybe it must be gold. Must be gold. Yeah, this is the one. So where gold was pushing down, and then we had this, we just swept all of this area. Now we're sort of in this transition point again. Is it going to actually then start pushing up after sweeping all of this liquidity? And now that's what I'm wondering on the daily on German. The same sort of pattern. Are we going to sweep this liquidity?
If we were to sweep all of that liquidity, does that negate that daily HCF to the downside?
As soon as we break that high, no, that doesn't, no. Because it depends on which one you're looking at. This is a rejection wick as well. Then you've got this one, and then you got this one. And it's nicer when this wick actually retests the wick area. Like when you have like this retest, like this wick, both these wick areas retested, then you push up. I don't particularly like it as much when you have two of these like liquidity candles, but the high doesn't reach the open of the previous one. Because the way I like to do my zones is from top wick to the open, and this is just too big of a range for me to say this is my resistance area.
Yeah.
So if this gets broken, quite often I'll see, like, you wouldn't actually, you'd still say if it does this, you would just say that now this is your new HCS. Because quite often I've seen that where it's like, well, this one gets broken, but the top one doesn't get broken. Hey Dan, how are you, mate? Ivan's pointing out the weekly doji is over at 16,062 as well. So if this was a little doji candle, sorry, this doji candle, this one, oh yeah, much better doji. This one here is going to be a point of interest as well. And we've got a little bit of, like, we actually do have a fair few zones left that weren't challenged. This must have been a 4 hour area, this green and purple little box. We've got the highs of these these sessions as well on the lower time frames. Some of these must be little dojis. This is a double top untested. There's a real seems to be just based on the news. So much conflicting data coming out as well. Like all this central bank rhetoric that's coming out saying, you know, there's not going to be any reduction in interest rates, and they're coming. Well, that's did anyone actually think they were going to cut rates in this year? Or everyone said it's not going to be this year that's coming out, that there's going to be any cuts. So this is a useless headline. Now, we know that they're getting very close to the end of their hiking period, and that would be that after that would be bullish for knowing that or thinking that it's not going to get more expensive for cost of actually accessing capital. So that's bullish in a way. But we know all the data is coming out that they're struggling. So there's real crosswinds. So I wouldn't be surprised when you've got crosswinds. What do you usually get? If we're trying to fly into those crosswinds, we're going to get some turbulence. But we kind of want that turbulence. We just need to pick what move makes sense for the day. Don't really care what direction it is generally. And I remember when was it? Must have been, I think it was in July, or maybe it was even in June. I think it was in June that we did have a similar period where German 40 for the London session was just too one-sided. And normal conditions, it's got that double-sided volatility, doesn't it? Normal conditions. When it doesn't have, like, we don't normally have to wait like this, where it's just all one-sided for that correction. In saying that as well, do we always want to be waiting for that correction on moves like that? we want to be in that move going up, don't we? Generally. But last week was very, very challenging. I think this one here was. This was an easy, not an easy move, but this was a move that was very predictable. Only problem was, like, I was looking for. I explained where I went wrong with that. Getting caught up in the hype, looking for these buys, thinking that we're just going to push a bit deeper before we get those sells. So as soon as we missed those sells, it was hard for me to have got into that. And then we just sold off so much. Then we've got the next day. After having such a bearish day like that, and being near the lows of the day, not really wanting to take the breakout longs, just waiting to take the sells, because it sort of made sense to go with that day. But we had to wait so long, we got it like here. But it was just kind of annoying how it's been up and down so much and like just one-sided. Now there is a theory as well at play. Now, something that I was listening to a bit when I was trying to get everything sorted, and they were talking about how in the summertime, watching the open here, how in the summertime for how much more the percentages are there are traders and algorithms being at play, and they're saying that a lot of this hype and everything is there's a lot more computer algorithm activity during these summer holidays, which can, once they all start sort of buying, they go into, like, we don't have that correction as much, because the way the algos are, they're sort of like the trending, second structure pullback, push up, pull back a little bit, keep them going, and then it's like the next session is when the algos have like different algos coming in and start switching. So I was like, oh, that kind of does make sense a little bit. I need to explore it more, but it makes a little bit of sense why some of these days have just been super one-sided and then all of a sudden just turn on the dime, but they haven't really been as like they've just sort of not quite got to the zones that we've been looking for. Not as accurate. Been pretty accurate. I think all these algorithms leave these clues behind, these lower time frames, which we can pick up on, but the normal behavior changes a little bit, and these behaviors in the market, they will change. They'll come and go. They'll be like the market will, as soon as we get to like September, October, there'll be a little shift in the market again, the way it moves. All right, so let's see what we can pull from this wick. 4 hour. I'm waiting to see where this can push up to. Let's see if it can push up to like this zone. 3 hour. Two hour. One hour. I'm leaning to sells, by the way. I'm leaning to sells because we have had zero pullback so far. Morning, Maron. How are you? Asian session's been pushing bullish. Euro session's been pushing bullish. So I'm anticipating that there's going to be some sort of daily push down. I'm hoping it comes in like this London session, and I'm hoping that there's lower volume in this London session, so that if we can have a little acceleration and push into these areas of interest, points of interest, then what we'll have is that little 30-40 pip correction. And I'm only going to target like 30 pips or so, just enough so that I can go to IKEA and buy some things. A 45 minute. The 1 hour looks better to react inside of this wick. 45 minute again. Maybe, I kind of like this 15,800 area. 30 minute. I'm going to mark up the 50% of this London session as well, because this is the one that never really got tested ever once it left this zone. So this is like a little down up move in Euro session in line with this 50% London, which is in line as the bottom of this range that we were in a week before last. That's my zone. This is my sell zone, I think. I knew I'd get there eventually if I just talk enough that I'd get to something a bit more concrete. Alright, so David, are you watching on YouTube? What did you do on the... See if he joins. So we're going to do a study session after this. We'll just see how this this London Open, if there is a little bit of volume, kind of targeting these areas. These are ones I'm pretty keen on. We would have then moved, can we move 100 pips by that stage? 104 and 124. That's decent. That's a decent push for a day like today. I might give it a go if I see a 5-minute rejection wick and then give it like an anticipation entry. If I start seeing like rejection wick and followed by retest, probably around 8:35. So another 20, so hopefully in the next 5 candles can form something that we like, or I like, for a little push down. We've got no wicks on these candles. Can definitely push down to that. Jeez, this area where I'm sitting, that building next to me is, the sun's reflecting. Okay, let's check 5 minutes. I'm looking at the bottom of these candles now as well. I know it's Asian session, but these little candles, this is the 10-minute chart, and this one. So matching all of these up also makes a zone where there was manipulation, sold off. Not a quite a retest. Well, there's a pretty decent retest, but then this could also be a zone. I'm still really liking this 15,800 area. I might even give it a 3-minute execution. Let's see, let me just get rid of these. I wonder if that was it. Damn, well, I was mucking around. We've had this little push down. Okay, so I'm not in anything, but it's reacted pretty much perfectly from the open of this candle, of the hour candle. That was the main wick to consider. This open. Now, if this can get faded out, then I'm going to actually execute sells with anticipation. So I would need to wait for price action, but from this zone. If it just drops from here, then I'm just happy to miss a trade today. Not like, I don't like it, but I'm going to look for something higher up. See if this move can get faded out. It's looking pretty aggressive. If it comes up and gives a retest, then I might give it a go as well. I just don't like how this candle's got no top wick. 3 minute, bit of a doji. 15 minute, it's looking beautiful. I was just passing through my mind thinking that if I saw a setup to go back long, would I take it? I was just toying with that idea. I don't think I would. Don't think I would because of the hour candle. Even though I'm hoping we go up, I wouldn't want to trade it back up. Because overall, I'm more keen for these sells. But it was something that was a bit, just trying to actually even just think about. I was like, would I actually do that? I don't really see any real reason to go long, apart from that we're bullish in Asian, bullish in Euro, but looking like we've done a bit of a fake out in London, and I would actually like it to do a retest, then to fall. I'm not one to be able to just buy and sell so quickly. And the way that we're just pushed up now, maybe a little fake out, little order block inside of this run up, and we're just finding that a little bit of resistance, or rather support from this area. So once we've made the high, most of the time we'll retest that high. We did make a low, so we sort of broke structure a little bit. Struggled to close underneath it. We are having this little bit of a push. Little 10 pip push. $15-minute. Looking quite bearish. 30-minute though, still very open. So if this 30-minute closed back above here, I would say it's more bullish still. Then I'll hold out for my sell zone. What are your guys' thoughts? What are you looking for? 15 minutes actually negating that bearish candle? Yeah. It's kind of choppy. We'll go to, let's flick to all chart view. Short was your idea, Rob? I've been sending the screenshot. Cool. Is this lower, is it? This one here. Let me check mine. Yeah, mine's the same as yours. Bills on IC markets, not lower. Pepperstone's lower. Yeah, Peter, I agree. We haven't had the same sort of breakout, but it's still decent. Like, it's still moved up. It's from still 37 pips. George's chart looks different again. Gosh. Kathleen's, yeah, slow. Too slow. Yeah, it's not a day to blow accounts, that's for sure. All we got to do is this. All we've got to do, our biggest job right now is just to wait. Literally just wait. Wait and be patient for your actual zones to be hit. I think it could have been a cowboy thing to have taken a trade expecting a reaction from that hour open area. where this bottom of this grey zone. That could have been a cowboy thing for this initial open volatility. But who would have been brave enough to have done a cowboy thing there on the back of what we've seen? Oh, actually last Thursday did it. No, last Friday didn't do it. But there was a day the other day where we saw it sweep the high and then drop. But it dropped heaps. But that could have been like a little sweep the high, take 30 pips. But then there was another day last week where in the very first minute, it went up 40 pips. Like it just broke up. So it would have taken a brave person to have done a cowboy thing for first London Open of the week. Marin saying still looks very bullish on the 4 hour. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping this bullish momentum can at least what? See, I'm not sure about that, but I would really like it to enter this area to then look for those sells. To me, that would be a much better idea. If this bounces off here and then pushes back up and then bounces down again, then I'll just call it. Yeah, if this 30-minute can close bearish, would be quite nice. I like it to close under 43. So it needs to close under that line. In a minute and a half. Because then it's breaking the low of this previous 30-minute candle and closing below. Otherwise, we're not sure if this wick took liquidity from above that candle and then took liquidity from below that candle, but then closed inside of this area. Could be a bit of a rangy candle. Okay, so it closed. It closed lower. $15 minutes. Rejection wick. Now, anticipation entry would be above here. Yeah, you read my mind, Ivan. This could be a potential entry. And if it starts breaking its own low, cool. I think we'll make a new daily low. I haven't grabbed the pullback on M1. Oh, from here. Oh, there's a little, yeah, there's a little entry there, isn't there? Right there. So I'm guessing the entry was either here or here. Probably there. Near number 2. Yeah. Good for a little 12 pips. I think, yeah, I mean, that does look a bit high. But I think it could go that high. If it wanted to. I don't really want it to go this high though, because then that 30 minute is looking, no, not 30 minute, the hour. The hour would be looking quite strong then again. Flipping bullish again. That hour would be a little bit, well, if we could push up and then start pulling down again. It could do it. Time will tell. Visually, it would look pretty difficult to get into that thing with everything looking so bullish. But I think I will give it a little go with a 15 pip stop. So my idea would be something like this. But I don't want to take it as it's breaking the high. I want it to get up into this area and then sort of hesitate a bit, and then as it's sort of going back down again, take it. I want it to try test this area and then realize it doesn't like being up this high, and then push down again. Yeah, tested it twice before and closed, yep. But then what it's also done is, if people took sells here, they probably have moved stop loss to about break even. And often it can look all good and then do that. So we'll see. I don't really want it to close up there though. I'd like it to be a bit of a wick. But the reason why I wouldn't put a sell limit here is because I want it to say, like, if we could bring up the seconds chart, I'd like the seconds chart to do something like this. So I wouldn't want to be taking it on the first entry. Therefore, I can't have a sell limit. What I'd want to see is it price hesitating and sort of just bouncing around in this area. And then as it's pushing down, I don't mind if my entry is not as precise. Hey Dave, how are you, mate? How was your weekend? Did you see our rebrand? I did see that, yeah. Goldex.
I sort of thought I'd try and be true to my continually narrowing focus.
Perfect.
2 pairs only. No, weekend was good. Yeah. I just bought tickets to one-way tickets to Netherlands, so that's happening now.
It's all happening.
Yeah, big. That's a big deal, big step.
Yeah,
so that's
definitely.
the 20th of November. So yeah. Now I've just got to start getting into a bit of a panic about getting everything done before then.
Yeah, sometimes you need that that deadline, hey?
Yeah.
It's like with anything, like if you've got 2 years to write a thesis, you'll take 2 years and 10 days. If you've got 2 weeks to do a thesis, you'll take 2 weeks and a day.
Yeah. Isn't that? I think it's called Wilkinson's law or whatever. They said that the time you've got to complete something expands to fill it, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you as you said, that's exactly what you just said. So yeah, how are you going?
Good, mate. Just been super busy. Like the last couple of days, it's just been insane. Just trying to get everything organized. And
Yeah.
trying to find a new little spot here. I'm not happy with the setup right now, so my eyes are killing me. I'm gonna have to.
What do you mean?
Oh, the desk I'm using, and I've changed the position twice because like where the sun hits, and like the perfect place I think was too close to this other door. I was like, well, that's gonna be cold in winter. And then this other spot I've moved to, I just realized that this time there's a reflection from the building of the sun. I'm like, damn it. And now the desk I've been on, now I think I'm a little bit too close to the screens. So I'm going to have to work on some solutions here. So it's just like, it's this kind of like, where do we put things, maneuvering around?
Yep.
But yeah, I've got to, today's been a busy day. I'm going to go to IKEA after this and then try find really nice entertainment unit sort of modules that we can just sort of like buy and install as we go. Then I've got to drive down this other place and check out this kitchen place up where I think the kitchen was refurbished, like it's a new kitchen, but they didn't put as many cupboards as I would like. So I'm going to go to the exact same place and then find the exact same modules to then see if they can come and install. What's that?
But we say we discontinued that last week or something.
Probably, yeah. Well, on their website it looks the same.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's gonna be busy, but try create some storage before the little one's here.
Yeah, sure.
Damn it, this is like literally 2 pips away from taking that high.
Looking from short from the zone.
Yep. It's looking like on Pepperstone though it actually took that high. Can someone confirm that with me? Yeah, Pepperstone made a higher high.
HCG looks like it took a Hayden.
As well, bastard. On this one, it looks like a rejection plus HCS right there.
It took the bearish 5-minute candle.
Yeah.
I don't think it took the bullish one, but
Yeah, it took this one. Didn't take the bullish one. Okay, not on SC. Damn it, I was pips away. From being in that. It did move pretty quickly though. I would have liked that to wick down. If it just falls from here, this was the move I was anticipating. I just would have loved to have taken that high. Oh yeah, if that 30 minutes breaking its own low, then we're done. Oh, then it doesn't make sense. If it's breaking its low now, 30 minute, it doesn't make sense to break its own high. We're too far into the 30-minute candle for that to be a reliable trade then. got this desk frame fitted, an old dining table on top of it. Adjustable standing desk. Oh yeah, nice. Wonder how wide that, how deep that is. Oh shoot! Come on, man! Look at this. Yeah. Well, that trades. That was the trade. That was the. Well, not. It's not the trade. It's not a trade taken. But that's the move. That was the move. Damn it. I'm sure who grabbed that? Who took that 3-minute one? George, you got it? Awesome. Good job. Really good job. Marin, you took it as well. You sneaky, man. Saying that. Oh, okay. Wait, did you take it then? Or were you in this trade for a while? Was your entry just a few minutes ago? For a while after 15-minute closed? Oh, then so you'd got in, say, up here, and then it was pulling back. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that was the move. That was the move I wanted. Damn, man, that's a beauty. An absolute beauty. You're 90% closed now. George, are you holding? Holding. Have you closed any? Oh. Close some now. Close some now. Close some now because that's Euro low. Yeah, good job, mate. That's excellent. So you grabbed a full, let's call it 40 pips. For that 60%. Way better than 10 pips then. Way better than 50% at 10 pips and then a bigger partial. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good, Maron, for sure. Yeah, that's excellent, George. Good. Like, you should remember that. Remember that. Did you have to fight the urge to not close? Did you have to like have a mental reminder? Wait, I can't close right now. Just give it another. Give it another one. Like you want to take a partial, then think, all right. Every time I want to take a partial, just wait another 2 minutes to try and get back into that, out of that impulsive urge to get into that. Well, I'm going to wait 2 minutes and then reassess, and that puts you into that different. What is it? part of the brain that's logical thinking. It wasn't easy. It was, yeah, that's... I think every time you do something that's not easy, that stress is what causes growth. Up 4.5%, need 10%. Beauty. So nearly halfway there. Alright, well, this was the move. Ideally down to Asian low. Euro low is going to create a little bit of issues here. Because we're not in a high, like we know this is bank holiday. That was 50 pips from... almost 50 pips. Almost 50 pips from absolute top to bottom. And we know 50 pip, like this, it likes 50 pip moves, 100 pip moves, 50 pip moves. It likes doing things like that. So on a day that we're predicting low volume, 100%, I would be absolutely satisfied. Started last week only. Oh, good one. Ended up 4.5%. What I found is when I've been on these targets like this, we'll start fast and then grind away to it. It always starts really fast, but then this bit's a grind. All right. Well, I'm gonna go grab a coffee. Let's see what this does. I might leave this there for when I do a trade breakdown later on. I didn't do my pathway. I'm sort of out of my routine a little bit. On one broker, two brokers on MT5. This high was higher than this. I was kind of watching TradingView for it, but this high broke that high by like the tiniest, like 0.1, but it validated the trade. Yeah, that's absolutely what you need with all of these things. You want to have in writing that there are no rules. You just got to make a profit target, but no rules how you do it, because you got to think what they stand to make. If they are legit and they are trying to just, what's their business model? I know 100% for a fact that you can make a living from this. Absolutely. Now, if I was going to start up one of these funds, what's my business model? Do I just want people to try and try and try and hang that carrot in front of them and say, hey, if you can do this on a demo account, I'll give you some real money, or I'll give you money. Whatever you make, I'll pay you out 80%, knowing that human greed and emotions will likely get the better of you at some stage. And know that I'm just going to play a numbers game, that 90% will fail. That especially ones that just haven't found consistency to build a small account, so they go for this quick get rich sort of style where I can quickly trade 100k or 200k before I'm ready, and then I'll just keep on trying and doing evaluations and failing them. And the business knows that a lot of people do that more than the people that are successful, so that people that are successful, they can pay them from failed attempts, essentially. That's one business model. One that, or what do they actually collect? Or you can put a whole bunch of rules on them and make it even harder for them to be successful. Now, what in this whole day and age of information gathering, couldn't like the successful ones, couldn't you study their behaviors and their trades and then work out what is a successful, or what are they doing, what are these successful guys, girls doing that the unsuccessful ones aren't? That's important data to have. So that would be, you know, if the way that these brokers and funding accounts would eventually going to go to, it would make sense to say, well, why don't the successful ones we put onto real funds? And these successful ones, why don't we use their technique as well to try build something around it? You know, get a few traders that have different styles that have been shown to be consistently successful, more than just 1 or 2 payouts, but then start putting them into a environment on a shared account with equal risk exposure, so that when one's having a bad day, the ones that operate better in, you know, rangy conditions will sort of save the ones that have consistent breakout, like, so you know what I mean, ones that trade breakouts, and match them with people that trade ranges better. Pair traders that have very good risk management. And that way you're sort of hedging yourself in a lot of different conditions. I think that's like that what would be the goal for these these prop firms, to actually use real money, real growth, but then just pair the trader behaviors. I don't see why go into a prop firm and them saying you've got to be successful to trade only this very, very specific way. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for me. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's like driving a light. Oh, okay, yeah. We can't let people... That's a good point, yeah. We can't just have people, like, learn to drive without saying, well, you still, you know, this line means you need to stay on the left of it. So, in terms of, like, leverage, that's why you got to put conditions. I think those driving the left side or the right side, depending on where you are, making sure you don't go over the speed limit. That's what risk is, you know. That's what is saying, you know, don't leverage to the gills. Do it in, like, have consistent growth. Don't have one trade where you pass it. But yeah, once you're reasonable, understand the psychology, understand the market, and also when you're consistent in your plan, then you should be freed from the rules. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see the logic behind being a profit more than 5% and losing 5% for a day, and they take your account. Yeah, exactly. Same as, like, you could be up 300%, and then you lose 5% in one day. Like, imagine if you had a 100k account and you grew that for 300k, and then you lost 15,000 in one day. Trying to, like, you know, maybe you saw a setup that you quite liked, and you're up 200,000 profit, and then you took a loss 15k in one day, and then them saying, well, now you're only up 285k from your original 100k balance. You lose your account. Some of them as well is floating. It's not even your balance. It's what's your it's your equity, so that you could hold a trade. You could hold a trade and you could be in so much profit, and then it just comes back down. And now you're like, so you had one trade running that was up 40%, and then it pulled back on you. Like, say for example, a while ago, when we were up, now you're thinking this all-time high, I'll just sell that. And you were just held and held and held and held. And then price, you're up, you know, a lot of percent, because it was just, you just didn't put a take profit, you just held and held and held. And then say you're up like 30%. And then price hit this level and you're like, well, you know, stops at break even, there's no problem. And then it pulled back like that. And you're like, well, I'm still going to hold because I see a much bigger target. This pullback of 10% would close your trade. Even if you're up 20% on that run, on that trade running, that would close your trade and lose your account. So swing trades, some trades that you hold for months, position trading, any pullback of more than 5% of your equity would stop you out. It wouldn't hit your stop loss, but it would breach their rules, letting profits go down the table. Yeah, that's where it's normally it's your balance. Is if your balance decreases, but it's also your equity sometimes. Like, sorry, let me say that again. Your stop loss would be for some of these accounts where you got to read is that your total daily drawdown is put at your opening balance. So your opening balance might be, let's just do it in smaller numbers. So 10,000 might be your opening balance. And you might go up, let's say you take a trade and it's running at 5% profit. Okay. And it puts you up, like, you don't close nothing. You hold everything open. But now you're at 105,000. And then price comes down all the way back down to your entry. That would be considered, for some accounts, that would be considered a breach if they use equity. What's that, Glenn?
Yeah, that's the hard breach.
Yeah, that's if it's based on equity. But what the good ones, what they'll say is that your balance should never go under 5% or 12% for the day, or for wherever, like if all trades are closed out and you're at 10,000, then this is your number, that you can't go below 5%. It doesn't matter if in open balance, it doesn't matter if open trades go up and then come back down. It's all to do with your opening balance. But some will have a difference between balance and equity. Equity will rise as your open trades rise, but your balance won't rise as your open trades rise. So some of them are set to balance, some are set to equity. Cool. Is this part of Jim's indicator? This wave? Is this the one that you were talking about, Jim?
Yeah, that's actually, I usually don't have that on, but that's just the gap between the 8 and 20.
Oh, I see. Is this part, did you put that code in your indicator?
Yeah, I don't usually have it on. George has got it on, but in the settings it's usually off.
Yeah, okay. That's a beautiful trade there. That's just lovely, man.
Yeah, that was good.
3 minute HCS. I was waiting for the 15-minute one.
Yeah, now it's aligned with the hourly HCS also.
So good. Yeah, good one. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna call it there because I've missed my trade. Hey, did you grab that, Akshay?
No, 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 no. I was a little bit late today.
I saw you just I didn't see you there earlier. Do everyone understand this trade? Well, I didn't get it, but do we understand? Like, it took me a while to actually work out where I was going, and it was simply by just talking and talking and talking myself to these areas. And then I was looking for higher on initially. I really liked this 15,800 area, but then from that 15-minute candle, I was like, well, you know, if this is going to do this and it's telling me that, and this one is closing like this, then why not give it a shot if we're sort of seeing that resistance up near this wick. Unfortunately, like, I'm a broker, it actually broke by 0.1 of a pip. It would have been nice for this wick to have pushed up and then break it slow. Then I think the 15-minute HCS would have had a lot more power to break through a lot more convincingly. It was a 3-minute one, so at the moment, you know, makes sense that we found a little bit of rejections at the bottom of this euro low. Rare is doubling up here. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna call it there. So I think it was a fun session. It wasn't a profitable session for me. Just it was a break even. I mean, there was a nothing. I didn't take anything. I'll get a coffee and then we'll start a study session. Yeah, sound good? What I'm gonna do as well is I'm just gonna move a monitor over to. Try to work out how I can like get it back from the screen a little bit more. Anyway, YouTube audience, I'll see you guys tomorrow. My people, we're doing a study session. So, what was that?
So that was my son just playing a prank and just screaming into the microphone. Apologies, everybody.
Okay, YouTube guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.